Hello there and welcome to my channel. I normally do food reviews, but there's a lot of things that's bothering me, and I've shared so much on this channel. So I thought about it and I'm thinking, because my friend told me the other day, it's like, maybe you should not talk about certain things and just stick with the food. But you know what? It's my channel, right? So let me tell you what's been bothering me. There's a lot of things that's bothering me. A lot of things that's been bothering me. But I have been stumbling upon videos from different types of people, normally religious people, especially Christians or self-proclaiming Christians and self-proclaiming Muslims. And they're all up in arms about the Buzz Lightyear movie. I've seen the clips. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not going to lie and say I've seen the movie, but I've seen the clips. And it's basically two women that do a small peck of a kiss. It's not French kissing. It's, to me, it doesn't even, there's, to me, and I'm sure you would agree with me, there is a loving kiss, a kind kiss, a passionate kiss, a sexual kiss. There's different types of kisses. First of all, I get so much to say about this. Okay. If you don't want to see two people of the same sex kissing, especially in an innocent kiss like that, then I suggest, well, I don't see how you can shelter your kids from that. Like, that's pretty much impossible. I mean, did they actually say, this is a woman, this is a woman? They're a lesbian, and they're going to kiss. If they did, I could maybe understand how a religious person might be upset about that, but nowhere did they state that these two women are lesbians. I mean, did you actually see them say that they are, or engage in any lesbianism, as in sex? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, I mean, as the same people that's all up in arms, are they also going to complain if two, like in, where is it? There is a country where they kiss your cheek. They kiss your cheek. As a matter of fact, is it not in the Middle Eastern areas that men kiss each other? Hello? Like I said, I could understand if these women were making out, but nowhere in the film did they say they're a lesbian couple. If you think being lesbian is wrong, it's like I'm trying to meet you where you're at. If you think being lesbian is wrong, whether I agree or disagree, I have to meet you where you're at, right? I'm going toward your logic. If you believe you don't want to see your kids watching lesbians, two women kissing does not automatically mean they're lesbians to begin with. Also, those same people will allow their kids more than likely to watch Bugs Bunny and not have an issue with it. Bugs Bunny it's a man. If I'm not mistaken, it's Elmer the Fudd, and he is in love with an animal. This animal dresses up in drag. That's transvestitism. And he kisses this bunny rabbit on the mouth. And it's not like a little peck. It's not French kissing, but so you're looking at bestiality. You're looking at transvestitism. And not only that, but the same people that say, well, a man and a man, a woman shouldn't be married, and I don't want to see my kids see that. But you'll let your kids see, because there's been at least one or more episodes where Elmer and Bugs Bunny get married. And Bugs Bunny, of course, is dressed in drag. Bugs Bunny is a male rabbit. Okay? But he's dressed in drag, and he's an animal. He's an animal. And you have a man that's attracted to an animal and is kissing this animal and get married to an animal. And I don't hear anyone say anything about that. But everyone's up in arms because two women lightly kissed each other. And that's worse than transvestitism, according to your logic. That's I got so much to say on here. Oh my God, I have so much to say. Like, this double standard shit is just really, it's ridiculous. I've seen so many, like, I just saw this Muslim man. They did a little skit, and he wants to take his daughter to see the new Buzz Lightyear, and then another Muslim father and his child, I think was a daughter too. Yeah, it was two Muslim men and two daughters. You know, each one had a daughter, and then his daughter said to the other girl, it's like something about two women kissing, and then they don't see the movie, which, you know, you have that right if you don't want to see the movie, but over what? Like, why are you making a big deal out of this? It doesn't make any sense to me. Do you really honestly think that you're going to shelter your kids forever? Like, if you don't want your kids to know what gay is, then I advise you not to read the Quran or the Bible. I mean, you got the Christian Bible talking about Lot. Is it Lot and his daughters? I don't even remember. All I know is, I think it's somewhere in there where they get their father drunk and then they have sex with them. You don't want to see your kids see two women lightly kissing each other on a cartoon. It's not even real. It's a tune. It's not even real people. But it's okay to read a story to them about two girls that get their father drunk and have sex with their father. Like, to me, that is way, way beyond anything that I would want my kids to read about or hear about. Hello? You know, it's like cherry pick. I notice about religious people, they're always cherry picking. I just got into a big argument with this guy on YouTube. And I'll probably leave a link in the description below the video on what conspired, what was said, and or, you know, his channel or whatever, or the link. You know, he was saying that, what is that guy's name now? I forgot his name. There's a gamer, and he's a Muslim, and he basically states that he doesn't accept, or what is the word he used? I don't, let me think, because I don't like lying. You know, I just don't like giving you misinformation. I can't remember, but he's a gamer, and he basically has said that, and then he took down his I believe it was a tweet, that he does not support LGBT. Okay, so first of all, for your information, it's LGBTQAI plus. It's plus because we keep adding people. Why? Because there's a lot of people that don't fit the normal categories, and they're being shunned and rejected. For example, asexual, intersex. Asexuals and intersex people, okay? And that's another thing too. Well, anyway, intersex people and asexual people normally don't fit into society. So the LGBTQAI, the LGBT has embraced them, you know. And that's why there's the plus, because, you know, and so, and that's another thing. I've had so many people tell me that being asexual is a sin and it's wrong. Both Muslims and Christians. Please show me where that's wrong. Do you even know what it means? Because if you don't know what it means, I suggest you don't say it's wrong. Mean what you say and say what you mean. And that's another problem. Most people don't even know the Bible. They say that they do, but they don't. This one Muslim told me that a homosexual is, he didn't say it was a person. He said a homosexual is, and then he was graphic and basically said is when you stick in the rear of a, and I'm trying to be not so graphic. And I'm like, that's a sexual act. If I find a straight man and say, I'll give you $10 million to have sex with another man, and he has sex with another man, that does not make him a homosexual. He still likes women. He just did it for the money. A homosexual is someone that is sexually attracted to the same sex. That does not mean that they're having sex. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe they had, maybe they stopped. That's none of my business. That's none of your business. Just like a straight person. A straight person is someone that has sex with the opposite sex. No, maybe they are, maybe they're not. And then intersex. Intersex people, FYI, if you don't know, that I've also been told that it's sinful. And I'm like, how is it sinful? They're born that way. They're like, no, they're not. And I'm like, yeah, they are. They're like, that's a lie from the pits of hell. Have you been to hell? Do you see these lies coming up from hell? Like, I'm so sick of these religious people. Anyway, so FYI, if you don't know, and you should know, but if you don't, that's fine. But either ask me or look it up before you condemn something that you don't know anything about. An intersex person is born with reproductive organs of both male and female. So they could be born with a man's private part. I'm giving an example. There's different variations. A man's private part on the outside, but let's say maybe women's ovaries on the inside. And that's just one example. So, I'm so tired. If you believe a certain way, I can meet you where you're at. But at least know what the hell you're talking about before you condemn something that, how is being born with both parts someone's choice? How did they choose that? That doesn't make any sense. And I know you're probably watching saying, well, obviously they didn't know the definition. Well, then don't you think that they should know the definition before they open up their big fat mouth? I mean, if you believe in a higher power, then you should believe that this higher power is going to hold you for everything that you say out of your mouth. So if you say something is a sin and it's not, don't you think that that's like not a good thing to be doing? But that's another thing, I mean, I've met a lot of, and that's another thing. Let me tell you another thing, now that we're on the subject. So there is a chat app, it's website, whatever, download it. It's called Pal Talk. I have been in Muslim rooms and pro-Muslim rooms so many times. And the moment that they find out about who I am, if you know what I mean, or think that I'm probably, as soon as someone thinks that I'm part of the LGBTQAI plus, or assume or think that I am, it's just a matter of time before I get a private message from a Muslim man telling me, I'm trying to be discreet. Basically proposition me to give up my ass to him. Speaking of that note, I still have a lot to share here. I know someone, and I know this person would not lie to me. They lived in Qatar, and this person has feminine traits, And a lot of people would assume this person is part of the LGBTQAI plus community, and this person happens to be, where he has been, there's been so many, because he would walk home from work. I believe he didn't have, maybe he had a car eventually, but at the beginning he didn't. I think he took a bus or something, but his work and his apartment was so close, right? And plus he liked to exercise, and plus he walked home at nighttime because it was cooler, because that's when he got off work or whatever. So anyway, because it's hot there. And he would have so many guys ask him if you want to ride, including the police. Now you might think, oh, well, those are just nice people. No. He's not stupid, and I'm not stupid. There's a difference between someone saying, hey, bro, you need a ride, to saying, hey, you want to ride home in my car? I mean, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's talked to other people that worked there that were part of the LGBT community. And they've told him, like, if you get in a car with someone like that, they want to take you home. And, yeah. I've noticed it about whether it's, and that's another thing, speaking about this because we're talking about Muslim country, right? I've noticed it about religious people. A lot of Muslims will say, we don't have any gays in our country. There's no gays in Islam. Look at how many men have hit on me. Look what happened to my friend. He also has a friend that lives in, Oman. He gets more men, Muslim men, than he's had coming from the country that he normally lives in. Men constantly hit on him. It's, a lot of religious people, Christians, Muslims, I've noticed it, it's like, they don't, on the lines, I think you know where I'm going with this. I'll give another example. I went to a Baptist church for a while, and the pastor had a guy that played the piano for years and years, and I've shared this on this channel before, for many years, right? And after a year, I mean, we're talking about 2-3 years, and we're talking about like 10 plus years or something like that, right? A long time. Like I said, I don't like to lie. Was it 8 years, 9 years, 10 years? It was a long time. And he told me that he was a good piano player. He was, he was good in the church, and he helped out. I mean, but one day he told the pastor, like, I need to, basically come clean or whatever, and just let you know that, I am a homosexual. You know what the pastor told me? He said, you're not allowed to play the piano anymore. If you want to come back to church, I can't stop you from sitting in the pew, but you're not an active member anymore. I don't want you helping me. Like, he was an active member of the church. He wasn't like just sitting in the pew listening to the gospel or whatever. He was playing the piano. I think he was helping out with the youth. And, he was just an active worker for the church. And I also found out he didn't get paid. The guy didn't even get paid. So obviously, because I asked the pastor. So obviously this person is like giving you all this time. You're not even paying him, okay? But the moment you find out he's gay, it's not like, well, from now on I'm gay. He was gay the entire time he played that damn piano for you for free. But now all of a sudden he's gay, and you don't allow him to play the piano or nothing. He hasn't changed. You changed, but he hasn't changed. And the pastor told me, it was better back in the day when you all was in the closet. Do you see where I'm going with this? I don't want my kids to see two women kissing. There is no homosexuals in Islam. We don't have any homosexuals. Like, what is it? The president of one of the Middle Eastern, he said, we have no homosexuals. I think it was in Iraq. Really? Where do you think we come from? Our parents are not gay. It's not like, well, the gays are making all these. Ask almost every single homosexual, unless they've been adopted or, whatever, artificial insemination, whatever. But most gays and lesbians they're born from a straight mom and dad that taught them probably to be straight. And that's another thing I have a problem with. They say, that we're trying to teach the kids to be gay or whatever. No, we're teaching the kids to accept themselves as they are. There was a story where there was two boys, and one of them, and I'll try to leave a link below the video. I know I always forget, and I'm not making this shit up. And something had happened to one of the baby boys. I think either had a deformed male genitalia or something had happened to his genitalia. I don't remember the exact, but the doctors decided to go ahead and remove it and tell the parents it's best that you just bring your child up that's born with a penis and is in biological a male, to bring your child up as a female. This is just to prove that you cannot teach a child to be gay or straight or whatever, okay? So this person turned into a tomboy. And later on, they didn't realize, they're like, why, why am I like this? Like, I'm a female, but I feel like a man. Maybe I'm transgender. Well, guess what? Later on, the parents admitted to their child that they basically cut off their part. And, you see what I'm saying? Like, a child knows eventually who they are and what they like, whether it's gay, straight, or whatever. Just like intersex people, doctors will, if a baby's born with a small private part down there, male part, but has like women part in the inside or whatever, a lot of times they'll just, basically, for lack of a better word, cut it off and tell the parents to raise their child as a female. I disagree with that. You should raise your child as what they're born. If they're born intersexed, then they're intersexed. You should accept that. The world needs to be educated that there's more than male and female. There's male, there's female, and there's intersexed. And we need to accept the intersex community, because if we don't, we're going to continue to have, it's not just people, the doctors think it's always best, that you don't grow your child up to be a freak, so to speak, because the world's not going to accept them. Why not? They're born that way. If they're born with both parts, raise them that way. Raise them that way. It bothers me so much. And as far as rights are concerned, let me ask you a question. How many straight kids are worried that their family is going to disown them for being straight? And how many straight kids commit suicide because they realize they're straight? How many straight kids get beat up, ridiculed, and made fun of on a day-to-day basis because they're straight? How many adults have to worry that they may not get the job or lose their job because they're straight? How many people have to worry that police brutality is going to happen on them because they're straight? Why is it the same people that will beat up two men walking down the street holding hands, they'll beat the shit out of these two men holding hands? This skin touches this skin. That's the only skin you see touching. But they will cheer on and love to watch two half-naked men wrestling. So I can grab a man here. I mean, I've actually seen wrestling, and some of the positions that they wind up in are pretty gay looking to me. But you're gonna freak out if this hand and this hand, if this skin touches, that's disgusting, sick, and wrong, and we need to beat the shit out of those guys. But you can just touch all over wrestling, and that's perfectly fine. We can cheer that on. This is another reason why if there's aliens, they don't have nothing to do with us. I mean, look at our mentality as a human species. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. None. None whatsoever. To me, if I see two half-naked men grabbing each other all over their body, that could be, to me, perceived as way more sexual than this skin and this skin touching. I mean, wrestling, they grab each other. They flip each other around. One's on, I've seen it. I've seen wrestlers where one has his back up, his back down, he's on his back, his legs up in the air, and the other guy's on top of him. Hello. That doesn't look like a sexual position to you? Maybe it doesn't. And that's perfectly fine. But why the hell then are you going to be upset when two men hold hands? That makes no damn sense. None. And that's another problem. You go to India and men hold hands all the time. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. People are so brainwashed in what the small little world that they live in America. You go to another country and two men holding hands is fine. You go to other country, two men kiss each other on the cheek. But you got macho guys here in America, there's no way they would kiss another guy on the cheek. Give me a second. I gotta get some water. I'm back. Let's get into men wearing the Bible. A man shall not wear women's clothing or whatever. Okay. Let's get into that. Our last president, let me see. I know I got bad memory. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president from the past. He wore a dainty little dress until about age 7. Now, if you put your boy in a dress, it's considered child abuse. You're trying to make them be trans. Really? I wish you could say that back in the day when it was common for little boys to wear dresses. Were they doing things against the Bible then, or are they doing it now? The thing is, fashion changes. And that's another thing. I don't even want to start. That's another thing. Doesn't say in the Bible that you're not supposed to be of the world. So if you're not supposed to be of the world, why are you following the fashion of the world? Why is it when the world tells you dresses are for women, not men, then why do you listen to that? Why are you following the world? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you following the world? The Bible says not to be of the world. Why are you following it? Why are you a bunch of sheep that's following what the fashion designers tell you what you would and should and should not wear? You're the same people that will watch a fashion show and see a man wearing something that's feminine and you're like, that's disgusting. Really? Says who? The same industry told you that dresses are for girls and men wear pants. And you listen to that same industry that now is changing it. And those same people thought it was okay back in the day for little boys to wear dresses when I told you that president wore a dress. During that time, and that's another thing, look up high heel shoes. High heel shoes were invented for men to be taller, not for women. The color pink used to be for boys only, not girls, because it's a strong color. But you're going to sit there and say, well, things change. But you're not supposed to be a bunch of sheep that follows the world. Am I right or am I wrong? That's what your book says. So why are you just listening to what and why is it, this blows my mind. This blows my mind. This just totally blows my mind. And then you go to, where is it, Scotland, and where men wear kilts. Well, that's different. Is it? Because if I wore a kilt walking down the street in this hick town, I can guarantee you I'll probably get beat up. If you want to be in your own little religious bubble, then I'm going to meet you where you're at. Then why are you following what the world says on what fashion is and what men and women should not wear? If that same fashion industry keeps changing it, and why do you keep following the changes? Or why don't you follow the changes? Because you follow the changes in the past. It's things like this. I guess you call it hypocrites. So I'm 30 minutes out. I'm going to end this. I might make a part 2. I'll try my best to have chapters in the bottom so you can skip through different ones. But I'd love to have a discussion, and I'd love for someone to make a rebuttal video on this. Until next time, whoever was watching this, if you watched it this long, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your patience and your time. It really means more to me than what you probably believe or think. And I hope you have the most beautiful day today. Bye-bye.